Joining us now is the political editor for Sky News, Andrew Clennell, who has an exclusive update. Andrew, a significant change in the body coordinating the New South Wales fire emergency effort. What's the latest? What's happened?
Yeah, an extraordinary change kind of mid-disaster, Jacinta, and this tip's come to me courtesy of our colleague Laura Jays, and I've checked it out. And what's happened is Fergus O'Connor, who up until now was the State Emergency Recovery Controller, the Office of Emergency Management, he's walking out the door. It seems that Gladys Berejiklian's government has put someone on top of him and he's decided not to stay on. So Mick, the highly respected Assistant Commissioner of Police, will now, according to the statement the government's provided me, lead the New South Wales government's initial bushfire recovery efforts to ensure there is a coordinated whole-of-government response through a new New South Wales Disaster Recovery Office. Now, we remember this comes just a few days after there was a big stoush between the Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, and the Rural Fire Service Chief, Shane Fitzsimmons, and that was concerning an alleged miscommunication that Mr Fitzsimmons wasn't informed about reservists being sent into the field. Now, it's been put to me by the state government this evening, this has nothing to do with that Mr O'Connor wasn't involved in any way in that miscommunication, but it's an extraordinary change nevertheless, and kind of an admission, I think, from the government that they need to do more as they move into recovery. It's rare for this sort of change to occur mid-disaster, as I say.
Would you suspect then, Andrew, that it is a case of heads rolling because somebody's got to take the fall for this?
Well, any way you look at it, Jacinta, they are saying things, the way they are proceeding are not good enough. We need to beef it up, we need to improve it, and we need to put someone like Mick in. So any way you dice it, they are saying the way things are proceeding, particularly as they move into recovery, need to be significantly improved. So a major development. Now,
we'd say then, I guess they're going to start improving that communication between those two bodies, between the government and the RFS.
Yeah, and I guess, you know, there's a bit of tension between federal government and the New South Wales government. They want to avoid that at all costs. They don't want the people talking about the politicians. They want more images of the likes of Shane Fitzsimmons and now Mick getting on the ground and really assisting efforts with this huge rebuild. Of course, we've seen the feds appoint a former Federal Police Commissioner, Andrew Colvin, with a similar task. So you've got two cops in charge now.
Do you think that would have any impact on the sorts of resources that are going to be rolled out for the bushfire effort then in the future? Well,
it could well be. I mean, look, they know they need hundreds of millions and, you know, already Scott Morrison's provided $2 billion in terms of the actual rebuild. But this will certainly mean that efforts change from now on, because I would think Mick not just in charge of recovery per se, but he'll have a role to play in the disaster as well, as Fergus O'Connor would have had.
Well, as you say, it is an extraordinary development, especially in the middle of the disaster, as we are very much in the thick of it. Well done, Andrew. Thank you so much for the update.